Servus Freunde, my name is Jimmy Cage, and contrary to what the thumbnail might suggest, Elizabeth Banks isn't playing a cool fixer named Jane. She's actually playing a married woman named Joy, who's living in Chicago of 1968. When she finds out that her pregnancy is seriously putting her life in danger, she needs an abortion. But abortions were illegal in the United States until the Supreme Court changed it in 1973. Unfortunately, nowadays, the United States, as well as other countries around the world, are dangerously moving backwards, and therefore movies like Call Jane are once again very timely. The titular Janes were an underground organization that provided women in need with an abortion. This, partially based on true events film, is a tribute to the Jane Collective and a glowing celebration of self-determination and empowerment. And I describe it like that because director Phyllis Nagy's historical drama goes a surprisingly mainstream and crowd-pleasing way, which can be a little bit off-putting, especially when that first tonal shift is happening, and you might be baffled how this extremely delicate subject matter of abortion is tackled somewhat lightheartedly. Overall, this movie clearly opted to take a more positive, optimistic and sometimes also slightly comedic route, which I won't lie, certainly gives it a very empowering vibe. And while abortion is clearly the topic or underlying subject matter, it's really much more about self-determination and making a change happen. Working together and not succumbing before something that's clearly unjust. Elizabeth Banks is doing a fine job as a woman who was very comfortable in the role of a traditional, unpolitical housewife and who then gets challenged and kind of infected with the will and also the power to change something. Call Jane is a 2-hour-long film, and Joy's change over the course of it is honestly pushing the believability quite a bit. You kind of have to accept that this is a rather dramatized story. I know it's an indie film, yet it feels a little bit like the Hollywood version of this story. The character arc of Joy is pretty remarkable. She goes through a tremendous journey, but that's also what makes this such a rewarding and, in quotation marks, fun experience. And it certainly helps that Call Jane also has a pretty nice 60s soundtrack with many songs directly highlighting or commenting on recent events. And then there's also the cast. Aside from Elizabeth Banks, we get lovely performances by Sigourney Weaver and Wunmi Mosaku. Call Jane comes across like a continuous success story, but you only wish that the stakes would feel bigger and more serious. I mean, because of the topic, you know there are stakes, but the movie plays it all a bit too easy. Still, I just can't deny its entertainment value and its positive and, in any case, quite important message. I give Call Jane 7 out of 10. It's more like 6.5, but I don't do that. Alright, that's it for today. You can hit me up on Twitter, Instagram and Letterboxd, and also on Patreon, simply at The Jimmy Cage. And if you enjoyed this episode, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like. And make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.